Well, hello. It's been a while, but has some things going on. Um, those of you who have not received your products yet, don't worry, they're coming. I had a lot of issues that came up that were out of my control. One of those was, recently finding out that my mother has a large brain tumor, and we almost lost her in the hospital. So I'm not gonna, you know, go into too much details because some people might not want to hear it, but we've had to pretty much give her care around the clock and has left little time for anything else. So it's a new day. It's a nice day. I'm on the porch drinking some coffee, and we're going to look at some of these new Ryobi products. Some of these are already out. Some of these you may already know about, but it's interesting. If you take a look at some of this stuff, a lot of the news that sort of come out, and there hasn't really been a whole lot of fanfare around it for some reason or another. But this is a new 40 volt quick charger. This is a new 18 volt pole saw. I don't know what is new about it from the old one they had out. I think maybe the trigger assembly or that whole part might be different, but they've updated the look of a lot of these products to reflect. And we'll see, and I'll point it out in a little bit. But it's kind of like the new rigid products. They've kind of toned down the molding of some of the brushed stuff, and I think pretty sure this is a brushed pole saw, but it'll be more evident shortly when I point some of this out. But anyway, it's probably just a new look on this, but it's still brushless. And here we've got a pruning shear. This is going to be a brushless pruning shear. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's like they're just coming out with stuff to come out with stuff. I never had a problem with a handheld shear, but I guess maybe if you have arthritis, this might be a good tool for you. This is going to be the new brushless Whisper series pole saw. This might actually be a game changer here. Definitely the trigger assembly is different, where you activate the motor and everything. This is going to be your brushed pruning shear. They've got a new 40 volt 4-gallon backpack sprayer. I've been meaning to get that 18 volt one and give that a shot. Unless you don't have any 18 volt tools, I really don't see a reason to need the 40 volt backpack sprayer. A small 1.5 amp hour battery or even a 2 is enough to drive that backpack sprayer. These 40 volt batteries is just going to make it heavier than it already is going to be with 4 gallons of water or chemical or whatever you're spraying in it. This is a newer blower, one of the more powerful 18 volt ones that they've come out with. Of course, it's not out yet, but it's coming soon. This is your pole lopper kit. It's going to come with like a small 1.3 or 1.5 amp hour battery. Interesting, I guess, if you don't want a pole saw or don't want to deal with the weight of a pole saw. This is another interesting piece here. The hand pruning reciprocating saw kit. Now, there may be a use for this that I'm really not sure about. Let's see if we can get another picture of it. Maybe something in action. Okay, I don't know why it's not. Here we go. I guess because it's got the little claw that comes out that helps stabilize the branch. But why you would not just use the regular one-handed recip, it's kind of beyond me. But, everybody has their own cup of tea, I guess. This is the 18 volt. This is what I'm talking about here with some of these tools. It's kind of being toned down a little bit and more streamlined like the rigid stuff. These look like they're brushed here. Of course, the light, we know, this is what they include with some of their HP kits. But like that circ saw and the drill driver and the impact driver are just reskinned, brushed stuff, it looks like. Trying to give everything a new flavor. Here's the 18 volt brad nailer, 18 gauge brad nailer. It's going to be brushless. The air strike nailer should be pretty nice. Here's the new Whisper series 40 volt pressure washer. Pretty interesting. I wonder if this is going to be a hybrid where you could plug it in, because that would make sense if that was possible. But some of these new electric pressure washers, kind of wild what they're able to do. A buddy of mine, Greenworks, reached out to him and because he does a lot of car detailing, and let him try out one of their new electric pressure washers that put out a pretty insane amount of PSI, and it was really quiet and it's really kind of weird, but it's been out for a while now. Here's your new cultivator. I don't know if they're going to have a brushless version of that or not, but garden tilling, raised beds, or probably what it'd be good for, or ground that you've already worked before. This is not going to be breaking up rocky, hard soil, clay, and that sort of thing. We got another combo kit here. Again, a lot of this is reskinned, brushless, or brush stuff. And you got the drill driver, impact driver, the multi-tool, the recip, and the circ saw. Again here. This is another up-close view of the brushed impact driver. Again, looks like the HP, but obviously it's a bit longer. Kind of giving you, tipping its hat to the brushless, or the brush stuff. I don't know, I keep switching that around. But anyway, we're going to get to some of the other stuff. We got the brushed hammer drill, the brushless, brushed hammer drill, and brushed regular half-inch drill driver. Kind of got a lot of stuff. All right, this is your rear tine tiller. This is going to be your classic Troy built type, where the cultivator parts are on the end and it's got the big wheels. This is going to be a lot stronger than that 18 volt little snow shovel looking cultivator. Be interesting to see. I don't doubt that it's going to really handle the hard, rocky clay soil, but it might. Here's another beefy front tine tiller. Now this is your typical edger, homeowner type style edger that you see. Working landscaping when I did, we just use your regular gas, with the one wheel on it kind of thing. This was maybe more designed to the person that, wants something a little bit simpler, easier to use. Here's the dethatcher aerator, not out yet. I know everybody was really raving about the Sunjoe dethatcher, but Ryobi has jumped on the game. Now here's that 40 volt power cleaner. It's out, it's new. This is the 18 volt power cleaner, it's new as well. I still have it, it's still in the box. I have not had a chance to do an unboxing and break it out. I also did get the Cobalt 40 volt one that I'm going to try to do a video on it today. I'm cleaning my Pit Boss grill, and I need to wash some of the pieces inside of it, so we might take a look at that later. Probably the biggest game changer, especially for the pros out there who, gas is going up insane crazy. A buddy of mine does landscaping, and he's just scratching his head trying to figure out what they're going to do, and Ryobi has answered the call. These backpack here, you can put 40 volt batteries inside of it, and where it is a backpack, and then the remote battery clips onto the tool. So basically it's a dummy battery, but you get the run time of having several. I think you can put 3 40 volt batteries in that backpack. So you're essentially quadrupling your run time, and I believe they're coming out with a 12 amp hour 40 volt battery. So again, serious run time that you can gather with that. Here's the new Whisper series chainsaw, 12 inch. This might be another good option if you're in the Ryobi line and you don't want to step up to Milwaukee or branch out from Ryobi. This looks like it's going to be a pretty great saw. I'm going to try to get my hands on it. This is an updated version of that 40 volt backpack blower that I reviewed a while back, probably a year or 2 years ago, something like that. But it looks like they've upped the power of it just a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what you can get from this. Again, using this backpack, obviously you can't use it with that because you get this on your back already. But you can at least use 2 batteries on this, and if you can put up to two 12s, that'll probably be a game changer as well. This is their quote-unquote new area light, which kind of came out. It's okay. I don't think it's a game changer. Here's the newer Whisper series leaf blower, which I think has been out for a couple months now. This is the new flooring saw. If you're doing a lot of laminate or a lot of hardwood, LVP, this would be a good saw for that as well. Here's the new Whisper series carbon fiber shaft string trimmer. It'd be good for that backpack. You can just keep swapping tools out and keep going. Here's the backpack I was talking about, power supply. Here's the new 40-volt lawnmower. Ryobi had a pretty good reputation with their previous models of these. It was $249 for the longest time. $299 sometimes, depending on when you could buy it. And it just offers a great cut for the money. Here's the new snow blower. Again, this is going to be the brushed impact wrench. It's going to kind of replace that older one that they had. They've kind of been blowing out recently. It's coming soon. Here's that extended reach ratchet. It's been out for a while. This is a new area light. Probably going to be good at diffusing a lot of light. I don't know how people have reviewed it already. It hasn't been out. This is the new Whisper series brushless hedge trimmer. I looked at getting the previous gen, the brushed one that they were giving out for Ryobi days. I never did get it. Ended up getting that Milwaukee one for like $99. Here's the new 40-volt trimmer. Looks pretty similar, I think, to the previous model. But that's pretty much it. Wait, hold on, scroll up. What am I doing? Oh, here's nice. This is the pole hedge trimmer kit. Doesn't like it's brushless, but again, probably for lighter duty work. This looks like that old cheapo hedge trimmer, the handheld hedge trimmer they had a while back. And this one right here, this is going to be your cheapest option hedge trimmer wise. I'm not saying it's not going to be any good, but just so you know, it's down there at the bottom. This is the angle grinder, the angle die grinder. It's been out for a while. Haven't really seen anybody use it. Haven't really heard anything about it. This is that new hybrid area floodlight that's been out. I think it's $79, I think. And then you got the tripod light. I think it's about the same price. I cannot remember. This is going to be your new hand shears and scrubber kit for that fine detail work. The automotive power inverter, again, definitely has its place. I think it's definitely a pretty cool concept, especially if you're trying to go the solar route with some stuff. You've got a 12-volt battery laying around, from a car, or even a smaller 12-volt battery, like a lawnmower battery or a motorcycle battery or something. You could definitely use that with this. With the smaller batteries, obviously you're not going to get as much runtime, and there's not going to be quite as much depth to those batteries to power this thing fully to 800 watts. Obviously, the higher drain device you put on there, the less time you're going to have with that battery. So a lot of times it can cut out pretty quick. But anyway, if you have a solar charger, you can be recharging that battery as you're using it and extend that life of that battery. Just a lot of different options with this. I think it's pretty cool. Here's the 120 watt, your typical inverter, but with this you can use the battery with the inverter, or you can use the 12-volt outlet in the car with the inverter. This is going to be your newer budget priced 40 volt chainsaw. It's not brushless. It's the brushed version. Of course, here we know he's came out with these last year. The newer upper end HP mowers. You know, the cross cut capability, got the lights and everything. The Transformer Optimus Prime version. And here we got the newer brushed version of the 18 gauge brad nailer. I have the stapler, the Airstrike stapler. It works pretty good, but the sparks get to flying. And we got the finished nailer, again the brushed version, but reskinned and updated. And here we got the crown stapler. This is definitely a newer version of the one that I have, but again, this one's also brushed. And here we got the polisher and sander. That's new, but it's been out for a while. And here's the cultivator kit. And these clamp fans, I think, turned out to be a bigger hit than they thought they would be. It used to be $19.97. They went up $5 in the price. Still a pretty good value. I think they work really well. I think they're a bigger hit. And originally they were going to be just a limited time run, but I think they just decided to keep producing it. Take it to your kids' games. You're watching the practice or whatever. You clamp it to your chair. And in the summertime, you know, you're not dying out there. You can take it to the pool. We go to the neighborhood pool, and you set it right there on your table beside you and help keep you cool in the sun. I use it to dry stuff off in the garage, to cool stuff off. I mean, there's so many uses for this, and it's so small, and it puts out a good bit of air for its size. Here we got the 54-inch. This is new mowers and stuff they're coming out with. And if you haven't already heard, there's the new 18-volt string trimmer. Again, some of this 40-volt would be good for that backpack for your professional landscaper. But if you haven't heard, they've got that 80-volt pack that you use with these as well. I'll put the link below.